My sisters disrespected my ex-wife, so I called her out.
Oh, still got some feelings, eh?
Said, I'm calling you out. I, 40 male, and my ex, 38 female, have 3 kids. Ever since our divorce in 2015 and my mom's passing in 2016, my 2 older sisters have been not directly, but very indirectly disrespectful towards my ex-wife. When we divorced, my mom never treated my ex any differently, always considered my ex her daughter and mother of her grandchildren, and gave her that respect. Moving on to the issue at hand. By the way, this comes from user Puzzleheaded Cup 7248 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. My sister decided to text my daughter, 19 female, and said, quote, I know your mom is going through a lot and busy with school and work, and I just wanted to let you know if you kids want to celebrate Christmas, we will help get you here between now and Christmas. For you and your brother and older sister if she chooses. I know your older sister is flying over around the holidays, but maybe come when she's not visiting. I just want you guys to have a little Christmas cheer. My ex called me yesterday when this happened and was crying on the phone, hurt by what they said. This infuriated me and pissed me off, and I told her I'd handle it. When I got home from work, I sent a lengthy text to my sisters, and below is what it says.
Ooh, go off, pop off, OP, pop off.
Quote, I don't know, nor do I care about the reason behind this text. Reading this text, it is extremely offensive on every level. Just because my ex, who is sacrificing a lot, is busy with school and work, what makes you think we won't be doing anything for Christmas? We may not be putting up a tree, but we're still planning things for Christmas. Just like after Nana's passing, Christmas is very rough for us since losing Mom. We do what we feel is necessary for our kids. And for you to feel the kids won't have any Christmas cheer is absolutely offensive and flat out pisses me off. My ex sacrifices for everyone. She puts things together for us. She keeps the spirit of Christmas and any holiday going for the family. I would be lost without her. Even after we divorced, Mom never treated her differently. She was still her daughter and the mother of her grandchildren. If you want to make plans with my children, you go through her. You don't talk to my kids. You bring it up with her. If you bring it up to me, I always talk and clear anything with her. After daughter sent that text to her mom, she called me in tears, upset by what was said, and implied that in that text message, she's not sure if she's reading into it or if that is what was meant, but it hurt and upset her. This is and will not be tolerated ever again, plain and simple. My ex is the mother of my children and my best friend. If push comes to shove, I will always choose what is best for my family, even if that means cutting people out who can no longer respect the mother of my children. Do not call or text my ex or I back tonight or this week. I have been absolutely pissed off and frustrated today by this text sent to my daughter. As far as my children coming out for Christmas, that is not and will not happen. Plain and simple. You have absolutely hurt my ex's feelings with that text that was sent and absolutely infuriated me. Please abide by what I have requested to do and not text any of us until after Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh my God.
You were steaming.
Dude was hot. It's probably years of resentment, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's got to have been like, bubbling under the surface because, like he said, it's always been this indirect sort of disrespect.
Yeah.
And it all just came to a head in this moment.
They are upset because of all these years, the ex being treated probably better than the older sisters were. Because the older sisters were too selfish and like, oh my gosh, why are you giving me attention, my mom? Blah, blah, blah.
I understand ex bashing. It's like we've all done that at some point for someone that we are related to or we're friends with, just try to raise their spirits. But if they make it clear, like, hey, don't bash my ex, I still have a good dynamic with them.
Yeah, she's
and
still the mother of my children.
Yeah, it's not like we just dated. It's like, that's the mother of my kids. Like, I'm not going to stand here and let you, disparage her.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think you do need to check in with your kids to see what they want. And if they do want to go, after I sent that, my sister started texting and calling immediately. Great. So she didn't listen at all, huh? She's like, please just don't reach out until after Thanksgiving. Literally 3 minutes later. Ding, ding, ding. Hello. I am sick and tired of them always acting this way and treating my kid's mom like crap. After all she has sacrificed. My kids are older, so Christmas isn't the same as it used to be. Our kids this year want to go drive around and look at lights, and on Christmas Day, they just want to do stockings and hang out at home and watch Christmas movies and play games. Doing what's important, spending time with family. Am I wrong for being angry at my sisters and standing up for my kid's mom? Am I the a-hole here on this? Honestly, I don't feel bad as this argument has been brewing for years and it's finally come to a head. Yeah, I don't know. Only possible way I could consider you like the a-hole here is if your daughters were like, but we want to go to our sisters.
Yeah.
Which from the sound of it, it's like they don't want to do that at all. So I don't think it's out of pocket for you to have been like, that's never happening. Clearly you said that because you knew they didn't even want to in the first place. So you're more mad because your sister's like low key trying to poison the minds of your daughters against their mother. Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Anyway, there is an update. So, first off, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Hope the holiday was good. Also, I never expected to get such a response, and I answered some questions from people, but we'll give a better insight and an update on the situation now. Back to the story with my sisters. They have always been toxic with my children. I'm the only one in my family to have kids. One sister was married and now a widow. The other has never been married or had a major relationship and no kids for either of them. And my sisters like to interject and be the parent and force time with my kids or guilt trip them into going to visit. We used to live close to each other until we moved about 6 hours away. And now it's the guilt of being far away and not seeing them often that they throw at my daughters. When my kids go to visit my sisters, it's filled with chores and do this and do that for me. Then it's constant bashing on their mom and complaining about how we are keeping them from my sisters.
Weird.
Yeah. Overall, it's just not a good environment. When I got married, one of my sisters was pissed because we moved our wedding date up due to my Nana, the grandmother, being sick and passing away. According to her, it was actually because my ex was pregnant with our middle child, not because my Nana was damn, that actually sent a spike into my chest because that's what I call my grandma. That was weird. No, I'm fine. It was just like, it's saying that out loud. It was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah, I have a Nana too.
She's all right. I talked to her yesterday. She was sick for like a couple weeks though. So
my Nana texted me about the Malibu fires.
Yeah. Oh, I love you, Nana. According to her, it was because my ex was pregnant with our middle child, not because my Nana was passing away. I have a total of 3 kids. 2 are adults and my youngest in their late teens. My oldest lives about 10 minutes from them and wants nothing to do with my sisters. As far as my other daughter that is an adult, she doesn't want to allow her resting bee face to take over and snap at my sisters. And to some of the comments about my kids being adults, and I get that. Yet, when do you as a parent stop protecting your kids from toxic people, especially family? My mom was the glue that held the family together. She helped keep my sisters reined in and under control. Since her passing, it's just not been the same. On to my ex-wife. We divorced 9 years ago. We were together for 11 years, married for 10, almost 11 years. We divorced because we are both Capricorns. I'm sorry, I'm going to do this right now. Never let your astrological charts be a factor in your divorce.
Come on, dude. They were both Capricorns. You know they're not compatible.
It can be fun. Don't make it a divorce, for God's sake.
Dude, I would be careful with the words you say.
I'm saying don't divorce over both being Capricorns.
Still be careful.
That is not out of pocket. Beyond being Capricorns, the big problem was that we got caught up in our careers and raising our family and put us on the back burner. You want to know a fun experiment? I don't care. Here it comes. I did a thing where I mixed up all of the descriptions of the astrology stuff. And I did. And everyone was like, oh my God, yeah, that's me. That is so right. And I'm like, really? Because it shouldn't be you. And they were like, how could you do that? I'm like, ta-da.
Oh boy. It's like fortune cookies, dude.
I just think it's ridiculous to say in the same sentence that we got divorced because you then say we're both Capricorns. Just leave that part out and say you were so wrapped up in your career and raising your family that you guys stopped being partners to each other. We tried counseling, going back to date nights, and it just didn't work. Now, since our divorce, it has not been easy to co-parent like we do. However, we put the work in and put feelings aside and truly grew closer as friends than we ever were as a married couple. Conspiracy theory, they're going to get back together. She is my best friend and my emergency contact, so if I'm on life support, she's the one who gets to pull the plug. Who better than an ex-wife to make that call? My ex-wife made sure that our oldest child, her bonus child, knew that when we divorced, she was always going to be her mom. My ex and our oldest have an amazing relationship, one that is amazing and beautiful.
Oh,
so I
it
guess
sounds
the
like
bonus
it's from
child,
another marriage
from another,
or
exactly,
person.
Yes. And now we get the update.
Oh, boy.
I will admit that I function at a DEFCON 3 to 2 every day. With my sisters, I'd say I go DEFCON 4, maybe 3.
Oh, my
Yet,
gosh.
protecting my kids and family, I will never apologize for or put up with. So, update. Here we go. Found out my father told my sisters we were not doing Christmas. I roll. He had no idea what our plan was, and my sisters never asked us. He just sent the text to my daughter. Now, I guess here's where I'm an a-hole. Only one of my sisters was involved in the text. Guess I should have asked first. Now, we are doing Christmas this year. It's just not traditional. Instead of gifts and going crazy, we're drawing names and just doing stockings and having a nice day at home with family. After I sent the text to my sisters, the one sister called and texted me and my ex-wife. And the gist of what was said to me was, quote, I am punishing her by not talking to her, and I should really call her, talk about this, and I should have called, not texted. She texted my ex-wife, I'm sorry for saying that. Dad said we weren't doing Christmas, and she should have asked us, and this was an opportunity to see the kids more. They also told my ex, you've always been my sister-in-law, and that's never changed.
Aw.
Well, I guess that's a good turnaround, right?
Yeah. Okay, someone's kind of seen the light here.
Maybe. I mean, it sounds like it could have just been all a misunderstanding that stemmed from Dad. Before we talk about that, let's talk to them. Because I want y'all to know that we go live literally every weekday at 3 p.m. PST on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. All you got to do is tap our profile and you're in. Could just be a misunderstanding in this one case, and then the previous incidents that OP detailed of like the low-key disrespect, like the low-key, like not super upfront, but like just kind of you can get a sense that that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Built up into this moment where now he was ready to jump on it. And he said, oh, now they're trying to blow up our Christmas? Nuh-uh.
Not happening.
I'm putting you in your place. When really the sisters are like, oh, Dad told us that there's no Christmas happening.
Yeah, there definitely need to be a conversation.
All I can say is the actions and the words say otherwise. Now, my youngest does sports, and sometimes we have to travel near our hometown for competitions, and my youngest doesn't want their aunts to even be there. My sisters are and have been toxic towards my kids, their mom and I, since my ex and I got married. So it looks like they're just trying to save face.
God.
It looks like they're just making excuses for their bad behavior. Right now, the decision is to go very limited contact with my sisters. As far as my kids, they just put them on Do Not Disturb on their phones. Classic. That's one thing. Like the new kids on the block, they certainly know how to just like let toxic people be.
Oh, yeah.
I've always tried to keep the peace with my family, but at this point, the disrespect is just too much. Hopefully, this update clears issues or questions, and I hope everyone has a great holiday and a new year.
And that's the end of that story.
That is the end of that story.
All right. I like this energy going into the new year.
They almost got us. They almost got us at the end there. I almost believed those sisters. But history tells us the truth.